would have to come back to council for a approval on any occupancy within that, and also would have to go to the residents. The residents would actually, when it comes to discretionary use of what it is, under that would also have to go to the residents before it comes back to council. So I got no problem exploring anything with regards to that. Anything else?
Mr. Mayor, I don't have an issue of exploring the option with respect to the center, but I'm just looking for an expansion to include the other two churches that are also in the same predicament up for sale on the block.
You can certainly make that motion, when it gets to, we can go from there, if the motion's not amended.
I'd just like to point out, I mean, I'm supportive of the town exploring the option, but I just want to point out so people know, you know, we haven't been sitting idly while this is taking place. Staff have made representation to the Episcopal Corporation and the court-appointed monitor, Ernst & Young in this case, and there is communication having taken place there already, so just that needs to put out there as well.
So then we gotta, take it from there, and we'll look at it, and I'm sure, the CAO will report back to council on his findings and what's there, and we'll take it from there. Anything else? All those in favor? And moving forward with those against?
Because it's only one.
You can make another motion to include other two if you wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All those in favor? All those against? Motion carried. Anything else, Councillor Williams?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, when is the tax agreement with the board up?
Tax agreement is up before the end of the year.
2022?
Yep. Anything else?
Is there an update on the Northeast Arm camps?
Would you like, CAO, would you like to provide over to Northeast Arm Camps?
Latest update on the Northeast Arm Camps is it was referred to the town's legal counsel to have discussion with the port, and it actually rests with the port because there was an issue identified at their level with Public Procurement Canada as it relates to a specific site of land as it relates to that deal.
Can you clarify as to why we need to have discussions with the port? I'm not aware. Has the property been turned over to the port?
It is a legal matter that is still between the federal government and the port and the town, and it's with lawyers.
So everything will come back, it will come back to council, with Harrison, but right now, that's where it lies, and the understanding is that the property would be, turned back to the town.
Mr. Mayor, do you know when the property was turned over to the port? Could you please enlighten me?
The property currently still sits with the government of Canada.
This is involving legal things, so it needs to go into a privilege session.
An update can be provided for you, absolutely, yes.
But right now, it sits with the federal government, I'll say that.
All right.
Anything
Listen,
else?
yes, I do have one more item, Mr. Mayor. I would like to call for a privilege session. I think we need to discuss the council code of conduct and the employee code of conduct.
We can certainly do that, we can go at the end of it. Councillor Smith.
On a later note, I attended the tea party on Saturday at the museum and had a very enjoyable afternoon. When I was called upon to bring greetings from the town and read a land proclamation, they actually presented me with a paper saying there's on old relics of ancient capital to be preserved, and talked about a committee being formed for a purpose of restoring old historic sites and work as trustees of all valuable objects. And it was written 85 years ago, and my grandmother was the chairperson.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Neela Fitzpatrick Mark, she was the chairperson, which was very nice. So they read that it was a surprise, right? Yeah. And it was a lovely afternoon. I'd like to congratulate him again on the 85th anniversary.
I'd like to thank you for taking part in that on behalf of council. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Anything else?
No.
Councillor Fitzpatrick.
Well, I get the first thing out of it. I'd like to put a motion on the table to expand, to include the two remaining churches to explore options with respect to their sale.
Moved by Councillor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Wilson. Any questions or comments? So this is no different. All we're doing here now is exploring options. We're asking the CAO to go out and get some information on and exploring the options with regards to the other two churches within the town's jurisdiction in the town budget. That doesn't say we are purchasing any properties. This is a fact-finding mission to bring the information back to the council. All those in favor? Motion carried.
And I just want to commend, there's been a lot of activity over the summer, the Freshwater Come Home Year celebration, their committee, they've pulled off a fantastic event. And I know there's been a number of other things that have been ongoing. To Miss Powers' department around the voices in particular, I wasn't around for those, but I did hear a lot of positive things. There has been a significant amount of activity within town, so I do want to commend all staff from our Public Works Department who spend countless hours with respect to putting up tents, and I don't know if people realize how much time it takes to put up tents, and so I do want to thank them as well. And my last point is the amount of representation that Placentia has had at national and international sport events such as ball hockey and softball is phenomenal. The mayor alluded to some of those this evening in his opening remarks. So I think it would not be right for me to mention that. It's pretty significant of a town of, just over 3,000 people to have representation on Newfoundland teams that are participating nationally and internationally with respect to particular softball and ball hockey. So that's it for me.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just two items. Echo Councillor Fitzpatrick's comments on the Freshwater Come Home Year, and that was certainly a tremendous week, not only for Freshwater but for the entire community, because it provided opportunity to come together and celebrate our communities. And they did a wonderful job in putting that together and executing that event. So congratulations to all those involved in that. And I just want to highlight that on Friday past, Marine Atlantic held a stakeholder engagement session at the terminal. Several of us had the opportunity to go there and engage with representatives from Marine Atlantic, including the President and CEO, Murray Huffman, and other members of the executive team, and a couple of board members. And basically just general discussion, but positive things about the crossing to our Gentian service provided through the terminal down there, and some things about future plans and that. So it was good. Unfortunately, they didn't tell us while we were there that ferry crossing was canceled for later that day, but I guess that was under development as we were on site. So, but thank them for coming out and continuing their engagement with the community. That's it. Thank you.
Councillor Wilson. Andrew. Councillor Powell.
All good.
For me, there's only a couple of things. I just want to remind everybody that the government of Newfoundland is lifting the fire ban for the province effective midnight tonight, August 16th. And also want to say, thank you to Freshwater Come Home here for a successful event. I know the town did provide some in-kind services to the firm, and I think they were quite happy with what the town has done to offer assistance in that, making that successful. Hearing nothing, so that is it. I'll ask for a motion to move into previous session. Moved by Councillor Williams, seconded by Councillor Smith. To move into session, all those in favour? We'll move into council previous session, and that's recording.